Speaking of explaining, how did Jungle Boy get Gargano's face away from him? Has this kid now just given up? He wanders to the ring. They have been focusing more and more on Jungle Boy, and he looks less and less fired up.
You know, that is true. You're not being unfair there.
He wandered to the ring. He haphazardly and half-heartedly slapped some fans' hands. He's got Johnny's same face's expression on, and even Baltimora is not really adding to this anymore. He looks dejected, like he's realized, well, golly, I guess I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm not going to be a big star. That's what it looks like on his face. He's just wandering around. And then they've got Jungle Boy against Jay Lethal, the exact opposite. A guy who not only doesn't run from promos, but invites them because he can talk his ass off. A guy who goes out and overperforms every time he gets in the ring. A fucking all-around excellent pro wrestling talent. And it's Jungle Boy versus Lethal, and they VTR'd Lethal on Rampage on the Friday show that nobody watches except homeless bums living under an underpass that can look into somebody else's window that's watching it. They had Lethal versus Dax, and Lethal beats Dax Harwood on Rampage. And now they've got Lethal versus Jungle Boy, and I wrote, I guarantee you Jungle Boy will win. That means they expect us to believe that Jungle Boy could easily beat Dax Harwood because Lethal just beat Dax, and now Jungle Boy will beat Lethal. This makes no sense. Jungle Boy, good-looking face. I've said it before, he's a baby face that people would get behind because of the way he sells. If he's in the ring with a veteran who can lead him, he still needs to be led. If he's in the ring with the cheerleaders, he has a cheerleading match. He has no psychology. He's got no oomph or personality. He's not out there fighting to get more promo time. He's fighting to not have to do promos by his own admission. And it's been almost 3 years. And he's blah more now than he was when we started. Here's Lethal, tons of experience, an all-around tremendous performer, comes in, does a handful of jobs in key positions and hampered his debut, but now they're putting him over some people. But they put him over one of the best wrestlers in the company because Dax has to do a job as a single to everybody because he is the best wrestler in the company. So he'll have a great match. And for some reason, people have decided that you can beat a tag team member like a fucking drum. And it doesn't hurt the tag team, but that's not the case. And so guess what happened? Jungle Boy beat Jay Lethal here. And the finish was Lethal hit some big stuff and got a 2-counter, and then Jungle Boy went for the snare trap. Sanjay pops up on the apron. Jungle Boy nails Sanjay off the apron. Lethal rolls Jungle Boy up, but Jungle Boy rolls through and gets the snare trap again, and Lethal taps out. So the guy bumps the manager and beats the heel flat in the middle by tap out with no out for the heel to bitch about. Because they combined all their finishes. Yes, if the fucking heel is going to go over, then the manager pops up and the baby face comes off and pickles him and the heel rolls the baby face up from behind 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Or if the baby face is going to go over clean in the middle, don't fucking goddamn have him punch the manager too. Why don't you just piss in the heel's mouth while they're down there? You've done everything else to them. It doesn't make sense. This is amateur hour bullshit. Anything on that match you want to comment on?
I mean, there's not too much to say beyond what you said. I don't care about Jay Lethal right now, and I don't know if I'm going to for a while. Maybe when he gets cycled off and then he brings back, or Tony brings back his undercard guys again in 6 weeks or however he cycles it. It'll be different. Maybe they'll do something different, but you know what the result's going to be when the match starts. you're right about Jungle Boy not seeming interested. His promos have just been so, I mean, he's never been a talker, but they've been just so downcast isn't even the word. Just there's no real emotion there. His mom and sister in the front row have shown more emotion of this whole thing than he has.
I'd like to take his mom or sister out for a spin. They look like they got some personality.
Will you stop it? You see, you take it too far once again.
What? I'm saying take them out for a nice drive, have some fun conversation while we're driving down the beach there or out in the jungle or wherever they...
Okay, you're not going... I'm the jungle. All right, listen, just take yourself for a spin.
They don't have good roads in the jungle, though. I'd rather take them down for a drive on the beach.
All right, take yourself for a spin.
Yeah.
This Jungle Boy Christian feud... Now that we know Christian's not going to wrestle in his Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, end it soon. Don't prolong this thing forever, because I'm losing interest in Jungle Boy, and I think a lot of other people are too.
Well, I lost some interest. Oh, I must mention Hook and Action Bronson are in training, and the training video looked great. It was like, fucking sweat flying and dark shadows and muscles pumping and everything. And then you see Action Bronson and he looks like a fucking 40-year-old pot pie. But we'll see what happens next week. They're in New York.
Maybe
he's a hometown guy,
hey,
right?
Listen, maybe he's the next Jerry Blackwell.
Do you know this is going to be a rib if Action Bronson turns out to be the highlight of next week's television show? I will admit it if he is. If he can work, I'll tell you he can work.
Well, here's what you have going against you. What you have going for you is the past few celebrities we've seen in the ring, Logan Paul, Bad Bunny, there's probably a few others I'm forgetting, have done a pretty good, usually they're better than the wrestlers. They've done a pretty good job. Pat McAfee. Where we've seen wrestlers or celebrities, maybe not so much, AEW. Shaquille O'Neal. That's what we had there. So, I don't know, maybe Action Bronson, he's a wrestling fan. He takes it seriously. He's training with Hook. It's his hometown. He ain't going to fuck up in his hometown. I think he could steal I don't know what the rest of the lineup is, but he could steal the night. Action Bronson.
He could steal the show?
He could steal it, and we'll know where to find it.
And it'll be petty theft. All righty.